Ladies and gentlemen, El Clásico final. Barca and Real might play 5 times this year, chat. They might play 5 times this year. First league went Barcelona 4-0 at the Bernabeu. Second one was what? 5-2 in the Super Cup final. They're going to play again at the end of the season in a game that's going to have huge implications for the title. They're now in the Clásico and the Copa Del Rey final as well too. And a Champions League final may away both teams as well too. Guys, it's giving me 2010-11 vibes, man. You know what I'm talking about when Barcelona and Real Madrid played each other like 4 times in the space of a month. That's the vibes it's giving me right now, man. And you know how it ended that year, chat, huh? Barca winning the league and the Champions League, Madrid getting the Copa del Rey. I'm getting those vibes right now, but let's talk about this game real quick, chat. First of all, this might be the first time I do a reaction immediately after the game on stream and the mic ain't going crazy. So put some W's in the chat for that. Secondly, give yourself some W's in the chat because we just hit 50K on YouTube. We've officially hit 50K on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, hey, thank you to everybody for subscribing, man. 50K Q&A coming up very, very soon as well, too. Now, let's get into this game because the Copa del Rey has been absolutely insane this year, right? It's been absolutely insane. The Real Madrid Sociedad semifinal last night finished what? 4-4, 5-4 on aggregate. And today it's also finished 5-4 on aggregate. There have been some crazy scorelines. However, this was really a complete contrast to the first leg that finished 4-4 at Barcelona. Barca came out the gates firing. Yamal, I'm looking at the highlights right now, right? Yamal was running rampant against Ronaldo playing at left back. And I watched Ronaldo recently for Mozambique get destroyed by like a 35-year-old Mahrez. I always knew Yamal was going to be an issue for him. And Atletico, to be fair, maybe a little fortunate that Azpilicueta didn't get an early red card. Went to VAR, studs in the back. And I was saying to my chat at the time, I'm actually happy that Azpilicueta didn't get a red card. Because, yes, we all want to say letter of the law, just go by the book. But I do think sometimes, based on the player, you have to apply a bit of context. And I think a player like Azpilicueta, throughout his career, has shown enough professionalism and good conduct. And honestly, he's an honest player. He's not a malicious kind of player. I think that kind of stuff matters at times. And I would have been a little annoyed to see Azpilicueta given a red card there because he didn't go out of his way to hurt Rafinha. Someone else, maybe a Sergio Ramos kind of guy or like a more aggressive kind of player, maybe you referee him differently in that situation. But I think Azpilicueta, it's good that the referee said, you know what, we'll just give you a yellow final warning. Don't do it again. But you've earned that right throughout your career. However, didn't stop Barcelona. Because again, Yamal, every single time this guy got the ball against Ronaldo, was just absolutely shredding the Atletico Madrid back line again. And the goal comes from an insane through ball. Like, wow. I'm talking splitting the needle type of through ball into the feet of Ferran Torres, who is just in ridiculous form, right? Obviously, shout out my guy. He can't stop scoring right now, man. Ferran Torres is the man in form in European football right now. It's another goal. It's a brilliantly taken finish, by the way, as well, too, from Ferran Torres, right? The way he slotted that past the Atleti goalkeeper was incredible. But I'm all about the pass, man. Yamal's weight of pass, the vision right there is sensational, man. It's sensational. The performance Yamal put in today. Again, he actually gets an assist today, right? But he's had so many games recently where no goal, no assist, and he's still the best player on the pitch. It's again a game where he has just ripped apart Atleti's back line today. And the pass was exquisite. He had a few chances today as well, too, where a little more, I don't know, conviction in his final finish. It's a goal. Easy. He had one today where he tries curling it and it's just wide. And I'm thinking to myself, I think this kid is the best player in the world. I've said it a number of times, right? I think he's the best in the world. And he isn't even like 75% of his potential yet. Honestly, this guy's not even like a consistent finisher yet. Imagine when that part of his game starts getting consistent. We're going to be looking at one of the best players in the world, man. He is special. The first half, honestly, I think it could have been 3-0. The amount of chances Barca had compared to Atletico, the amount of possession they had, Atletico really couldn't compete. But we all knew, because it's been the case in all of these games so far this year, you have to kill Atletico off because they will always last during games. And as I continue saying whenever I do a review about Atletico, their bench is crazy and their utilization of their bench is ridiculous. Simeone, the way he can change the game, I think he made 3 substitutions at halftime. Galan on, Sorloth on. There was another one on as well too. Was it Molina? No, Longley, excuse me. He made 3 substitutions at halftime. Changed the game. Because all of a sudden now, Atletico are starting to hit them on the break. They're starting to come on. They're starting to kind of find space in behind Barca's press. And Barca today pressed like crazy. This was very reminiscent of Barca earlier in the season where they were pressing with such intensity and so high up the pitch, really kind of sandwiching them into their own half. But Atletico started to find a little bit of success. Sorloth really gave Barca problems as he has, not even just this season, but like the last 2 seasons, last 3 seasons. He always gives Barca massive problems. And honestly, he had a goal that got rolled off for offside narrowly. He went through on goal again. And then he had one, right, where he goes one-on-one. Barca try catching him off. He doesn't get caught offside. Griezmann's there to square it. He goes for the near post top corner finish. He misses, but I can't lie, right? He's a striker. He's always going to be selfish there. But should he have passed the Griezmann? I think he should have. I think he should score there. Second half was a whole lot more dangerous for Atletico. Barca were really hanging on towards the end. But it's Barcelona who advanced to the final, and I think rightfully so over the course of both legs, man. And one thing I want to say about Barca today, right? We know how brilliant of a team offensively these guys are. This is the best attacking team in Europe, along with PSG. But defensively today, I think Barca showed you a whole new level to their game. Because they showed you today, they're able to kill you in attack, but they also don't mind suffering. They also don't mind defending. They also don't mind kind of soaking in some pressure and surviving. They showed you a new kind of coat to their outfit. I was really impressed from Barcelona today, man. Getting a comment in my chat. It's been that long. Let me see what this is. El Clásico, in the first time in 11 years. And I think the last time was what? Gareth Bale basically putting Bartra on a poster and then chipping it over Pinto. It's been a long, long time. It's been a very long time, chat. But if I'm Real Madrid right now, I'm nervous. I'm really, really nervous because this Barcelona team continues to grow game by game. They continue to strengthen game by game. Players continue to adapt and develop and grow in confidence game by game by game. Whereas Real Madrid at this point in the season are really, really, really just getting by. Like they are like Ancelotti even said it. They are suffering. They are getting by off pure suffer ball. And you've seen Barcelona against Real Madrid this season. They have their number. They're their bogey team. They're their kryptonite. They haven't lost a game in 2025. They are the form team in Europe. The way they play is exquisite. And I want to give a big shout out today, right? Because Yamal was incredible. Pedri has been brilliant all season long. Balde is such a threat on the wing. And I think the other one that you have to talk about is Koundé, who massively goes under the radar, right? Maybe because he's not as flashy as the rest of these guys, but I think he's forming a really, really nice partnership with Yamal down the right. But I want to talk about this guy. Let me see if I can find like a tweet about him or something. Frenkie de Jong versus Atletico Madrid. 90 minutes, 67 out of 76 passes completed. 1 chance created, 12 passes into the final third. 7 out of 8 long balls completed. 7 recoveries. 3 out of 5 ground duels won. 100% aerial duels won. 100% tackles won. Top performance. Sometimes these tweets are a little bit hypocritical, right? Like you can stretch stats to kind of tell you any story you want. But guys, let's call it what it is with Frenkie, man. He has been absolutely sensational in 2025. And it's another huge improvement in terms of player development from Hansi Flick, because Frenkie de Jong, we all know, has been a talented player since he stepped foot in the game. But since he's arrived at Barcelona, yes, there's been moments, yes, the talent is evident, but you've never really seen a consistent, comfortable Frenkie in the center of the park. But Hansi Flick, whether it's due to necessity or whether it's just due to damn good coaching, because Casado has been out, Bernal, obviously, in the start of the season, Gavi's been in and out of the team, but he's really found a way of getting the best out of Frenkie de Jong at this Barcelona team. And it's come with Pedri next to him. The two of them are so metronomic and have such a beautiful connection together. This is football for you. Honestly, as cliche as that sounds, this is football. Frenkie and Pedri in the center of the park, just controlling the game, winning the ball up high, keeping it ticking, weaving their way through players, carrying the ball forward, creating chances. This is football. This is a beautiful midfield partnership that the two of them kind of struck. And Frenkie today, there were so many brilliant performances. I think you could make the argument today he was the man of the match. I was so impressed with him. Obviously, Yamal as well too. But Frenkie, I'm so happy to see him kind of rediscover his form the way he has, man. He really is in blistering form at the moment as well too, man. And yeah, of course, Ferran, as I said, last 4 Barcelona appearances, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in his last 4. And they've been big goals as well too, huh? 2 goals against Atletico in that big comeback in the league. Goal against Osasuna. Goal against Girona when Lewandowski didn't start. Goal now against Atletico Madrid. He's really proving to be a nice plan B off the bench. And guys, you can't win big trophies without depth. Ask Real Madrid. How many times does Brahim Diaz come off the bench and make an impact for them? It happens so many times, guys. Obviously, Joselu from last season, Endrick in the cup this year has been huge. You don't win trophies with 11 players. You win trophies with a squad. Similar to 2014-15 with Barca, right? You had Xavi coming off the bench in certain games. You had, let's not forget as well too, Pedro Rodriguez, who was still part of that team. Munir as well too of that Barca side. I remember 08-09. Seydou Keita was so crucial to that Barca team. You'll never talk about Seydou Keita, but he's always the guy off the bench. He's always the utility guy. Ferran Torres is proving to be making a similar kind of impact for Barca this year. He really is. If Barcelona are to win big things this year, Ferran will have a big part to play in that. But right now, man, Barca just keep on, they're like a machine at the moment. And honestly, some people are going to think I'm like biased towards them. I'm sure Real Madrid fans watch my reviews and think, wow, you're the biggest Barca glazer. But I'm just being honest, guys. And I'll tell you what, right? The last 3 years, I've been big on Real Madrid. First of all, because I love Benzema. And also because I love Vinicius. I love Rodrigo. Jude last season was incredible. I've been rooting for Real Madrid. Not rooting, right? But I've been high on Real Madrid the last few seasons. I just say it how it is. If anything, if you guys remember last year, some Barca fans might not even remember this. I was Barca's public enemy #1 last year because of the PSG versus Barcelona tie, because I was celebrating when Dembele scored. I don't have any allegiance to any of these teams. I like good football, I like good footballers, and I like to see teams play well. This season, Barca are the best team in Europe on performance, on player quality, on individualism, on just entertainment. They are the best show on television this year. And I keep saying it every time they play. If you're a neutral, you should be trying to tune into their games. They play exquisitely. Exquisitely. There were about 4 or 5 Premier League games on tonight. The Prem is washed, man. It's washed. It's over. It's done this season. There's nothing left to play. This is real football. And I can't wait to see them in the Clásico. I can't wait to see them in the Champions League, man. And I keep saying this as well, too, right? Again, I love Rafinha, who played unbelievable today. That pass to Yamal with the outside of his boot, like half volley, strikes it directly into Yamal's stride. Incredible, man. And he played a really good game today. But I'm sorry, this is why I continue to say, if I had a Ballon d'Or vote based on how I believe the Ballon d'Or should be voted on, I would never vote for Rafinha on this Barca team. Yamal would get my vote for the Ballon d'Or every single day of the week, because this is the best player in the world, in my opinion. Now, I know the Ballon d'Or is voted on based on performances. So with that being said, Rafinha is the guy for Barcelona. Based on what I value, the 2 guys I would be pushing forward are Pedri, Gonzalez, and Lamine Yamal. They are the 2 best players on Barcelona, in my opinion. But we know what it's like with the Ballon d'Or. It's a GA conversation. It's a GA conversation. It's a GA conversation. But those 2 are absolutely ridiculous. Not that Rafinha is not a brilliant player as well, too, right? He is. But, man, Yamal and Pedri, geniuses. Let's talk about Atletico a little, because their season has really just burst into flames, right? They really look like they could have been poised for big things this season. But what's their last 5 results looking like now? So at one point, guys, Atletico were on fire. Like, I think they were on like a 11, 12, 13 game winning run, right? Like they were winning games left, right, and center. Maybe it started here. 1 win, 2 win, 3 win, 4 win, 5 wins, 6 wins, 7 wins, 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins, 13 wins, 14 wins. They won 14 games in a row. They were on fire. At one point, they were really in the title race. Let me see if this tweet can illustrate it better. The last 6 games, lost to Real Madrid in the league, or in the Champions League in the first leg, lost to Getafe in devastating fashion, won on the night but lost on penalties to Real Madrid, knocking them out of the Champions League, gave up a 2-0 lead against Barcelona and basically hurt their La Liga chances massively, then drew to Espanyol, and now they've been eliminated in the Copa del Rey as well too. A season that had so much potential for Atletico. At one point, they looked destined to really do big things this year. Has completely burst into flames, man. It's completely burst into flames. What's the reason for it? Honestly, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, man. Maybe it's a quality aspect. Obviously, they're not as good. They're not as talented as Barcelona and Real Madrid, right? But why have they not been able to keep the distance? Why have they completely fell apart in the last 6 games? I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea. If there's any Atletico Madrid fans in my comments that could be able to answer that, right? I'd love to hear your point of view. I know obviously a big thing about you guys this season was the substitutes, right? Simeone was a master this year at utilizing his bench. They were the most effective bench in Europe. Is it a mentality thing? Is it kind of like that this loss right here just screwed with them mentally? Like it's completely destroyed them from a mental point of view. Potentially. Massive question marks have to be asked about Griezmann, in my opinion. Disappears in the big games. You know what it is with Griezmann though? Griezmann, I think at this point in his career is kind of finished. Like he's an unbelievable servant to the game. I think even up to last year, he was really, really good. But Griezmann is how old now? He's 34. I think he's just kind of finished at this point, man. Right? Like he was amazing in the World Cup. He's set for Atletico Madrid to stay amid LAFC ceilings. If I were him personally, I think I would try my luck out in the MLS. Not obviously he's in control of his own destiny, right? But I think he's kind of done at this point. So I'm not really going to hold this against him. I just don't think he's that guy anymore. Now, people will talk about like his history at Atletico Madrid. He's never won the league. He's never won the Copa del Rey. I think he won the Europa League once. It's tough, man. It's tough. He's one of their greatest ever players. So it's kind of harsh to pin all of the failure just on him. Like for large parts of it, he's been the driving force for why they've even been in Champions League finals or they've even been in title races. It's always going to be a blotch on his resume that he joined Atletico after they won the league. They didn't win the league while he was there. He left for Barca. Barca didn't win the league and Atletico did. And then he came back and they still haven't been able to win it. That's a blotch on his resume. But he's been a fantastic servant for that club, man. And he has been one of the best players in Europe in his tenure there. I'm a big La Liga fan, and I think that Barca and Madrid have just been too good for them. It's not really on them. Atletico have the best total squad in La Liga and one of the best in the world. But you know what it is? Real Madrid, in terms of quality, are really, really good in terms of the players they have. But Real Madrid are not that great of a team this season. Like, they win games purely, in my opinion, of A, individual brilliance, and B, mentality. And I think that's a big thing for Atletico Madrid this year. They have hit a bump in the road, and they haven't been able to deal with it. In fact, the car hit the bump and it completely just sped off the road. Real Madrid, they hit a bump and you think, oh, they're in trouble. In the next game, it's just right back to business. That might be the difference here, man. That might be the difference. But anyways, it's a big win for Barcelona. I cannot wait to see this Copa del Rey final. And in fact, I just can't wait to see the tail end, the run-in for this season. Real and Barca competing, probably head-to-head, by the way, for 3 trophies this year. The Copa del Rey will 1,000% be against them. The Clásico at the end of the season in the league could 1,000% be against them as well, too. In the Champions League final as well, too, chat. It could be that decides. That, the trophy, the league, the Copa del Rey, and ultimately maybe even the treble for either one of these sides. I can't wait to see how it goes. Let me know, chat, who's going to win the Copa del Rey final? Who do you think will kind of come out victorious inside of this season? I'm very interested in hearing your opinion. And also, like I said, let me know what your thoughts on Atletico Madrid are this season, man. Where has it all gone wrong for them? Like, share, subscribe on YouTube, and I'll catch you guys very, very soon. Thank you for 50K.